apparently when you like to move it, they like to nerf it. Find out what's going on as I hereby invite everyone to join me on my adventures through Marvel Snap. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. So we got a brand new patch. It is out. It is live. You can go get it right now. And with that we have a lot of little tiny buffs and two pretty decently nasty nerfs. So the first nerf that we're going to talk about is the Dagger. Dagger got changed from a 2-0 to a 2-2, and you're like, hey, that sounds like a buff. But in addition to that happening, her +3 when she moves has moved to a +2 when she moves. Which means that if you move her to a location with 4 other characters on it, you'll only get +8. Boo. Where before, you get +12. So, this is a pretty big nasty nerf for a move. Another nerf that move got for some odd and inexplicable reason is Araña. Araña went from a 1-1 to a 1-2. Again, you're going, that sounds like a buff. But in addition to that happening, now when she does move a card, instead of it getting +2, it only gets +1. Right? So those are the nerfs that we've had. Now we have a lot of little tiny buffs. First of all, I'm going to talk about the biggest buff in the room, which I don't have the card for, and I'm not going to get just to make a video on this. So, Luna Snow got changed from a 3-5 to a 3-6. Everything else is exactly the same. It's kind of weird when 3-5 used to be the card that you play just for a 3-5. And as this being a 3-6, it's pretty much the strongest 3-drop that exists right now. And it might say something, it might do something to just prove how detrimental it is to give your opponent +1 energy each and every turn. So, the fact that a 3-5 with generally no downside wasn't seeing play, and at a 3-6, I'm still not sure if this is going to see play. And it should, because 3-6 is legitimately like the best that you can do for that power, almost. If we look at the 3s here, we go with power. Let's put this the other way so we have power up at the top. You're basically looking at about Swordmaster. You're looking at better than Wave here. So, it means a lot that this thing's gone all the way up to 6. It's somewhere between Swordmaster and Wave with really no downside. Especially if you can get something out of it. And the fact that I'm still not sure it's going to see any play means something. Now, an interesting one that we get for this particular week is we get the Miss Marvel. Because this one is interesting, because it is currently in the spotlight, and that might be why she got a buff this week. On Tuesday, when I was talking about this card in the Spotlight Cache, I basically said that I do not feel if this card went back to the old way that it was, where you only needed 1 card in each location, it would still be broken at this point. The problem with Miss Marvel is just Galactica eats her lunch every single day. The fact that she is a 5 by herself instead of a 4 by herself just doesn't make that much of a difference, because you have to put her in the middle to get the most out of her. You have to have odd cards in your deck, not odd as in odd, or even just like strange cards in your deck. So you have to play a really weird deck. You can't play a Sentinel followed by a Sentinel that wrecks her. So it's just, I don't see that being a boost to her anymore. She can basically go back to how she was and she'll be fine. Next up on our let's how many times we can do Sandman change bandwagon. We have Sandman again. Sandman has been buffed, has been nerfed, has been changed. They can't figure out how to make Sandman work. They gave Sandman one more power. They're still trying to make it be the disruptive. But the fact that you can play pretty much 2 cards a turn means Sandman could be a 5'10", 5'11", and people still might not care. I mean, it's big. It can do something for the dump out stuff deck. But the fact that Sandman used to limit you to only playing 1 card was huge. Next up on our list, we have another weird one that I don't think was on anybody's bingo card. And that is Leader. Leader got changed from a 6/3 to a 6/4. Why how the mighty have fallen. This card was the card in Marvel Snap that came up with the thing of being leadered. I just don't see a leader. I just don't notice leader. When the few times that people play it, I don't care about leader. You almost might be able to have leader come down to like a 5. As a 5, this might be interesting. Alright, next up on our list, we have a card that has not seen any play in the longest time. Which is Namora. Namora went from a 5/6 to a 5/7. Same exact power plus 5 to the other locations. If the other locations have no cards on them. Again, the trick that you have to pull off to make this happen is a little bit too hard for the bonus that you get off of it when Galactica just can do the same thing and doesn't care. You're losing a little bit of Galactica, you're losing, a few power points, but the fact that you don't have to worry about the setup of that, and you can just not care if the Galactica comes out a turn early, means that Namora just still doesn't see play. And last but not least, we have Spectrum. I think this is like the 27th buff to Spectrum, and they still can't get it right. Spectrum is supposed to be the win card for the Unrevealed deck. And even at a 6/7, I'm not sure it's the win card for the Unrevealed deck. I almost would have liked to see what would happen to Spectrum if Spectrum get +3 to ongoing, and to see how good that would be for her. So not much going on for this particular patch. Little tiny buffs to pretty much a lot of cards that don't matter too much, and 2 nerfs to cards that I don't think anybody was complaining too much about. Maybe Dagger a little bit, but Araña was not seen play, and the few times that you saw Araña, you just kind of went, yep, it's an Araña deck, and you moved on. Anyways, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and as always, remember, play full of fun.